Well, it's no secret that all kids enjoy the summer months, but it can leave many parents feeling stressed out about how to keep their kids busy with fun activities while also keeping them from sliding backwards in their learning. So that's why we invited in Community Care Special Services to help share some tips for parents. And this morning I'm joined by Jill Blackson from CCS. Good morning, Jill.
Good morning.
So we were just kind of chatting about this. That is, I think, a fear for a lot of parents that their kids are going to slide backwards in their education. They want them to be prepared for the fall. What kind of programs do you offer to help them do that?
Well, at Community Care Services, we see kids for individual therapy, and many of them have ADD or ADHD. So these are kids that during the school year are struggling with attention and things like that. So we'll continue working with them through the summer, but it's important to kind of keep them on task throughout the summer months, even though it's fun time.
Okay, so you're primarily working with children who have some sort of learning battles.
Yes, yeah, and maybe some attention issues, hard time concentrating, things like that as well.
Okay, so during the school year, there's a lot of structure to a child's daily life, and then the summer, that changes. How important is it to maintain that structure throughout the year?
It's very important. Sure, it's fun time, and of course they want to go out and have fun and maybe sleep in late, but it's important to keep them on task and maybe give them some small learning things, a little bit of reading every day, something like that, so that when the fall rolls around and school starts again, it's not such a shock to have to get back into a routine.
Yeah, and you mentioned that you do work with kids with ADD and ADHD, and I know throughout the school year they're working very hard to develop habits that will help them succeed. Is there any danger of sort of sliding backwards in some of those habits, and how can parents help their kids continue to progress?
Well, yeah, there is that danger, and it's important that while you want them to have fun, to keep them on some of those schedules and to keep them on those routines, so that when school starts up again, it's not, they don't have to start over learning some of those tasks and those behaviors that they've learned throughout the year.
So, we hear sometimes about parents, they have their kids on ADHD medication for the school year, and then they think about taking them off medication for the summer. Is that a good idea?
Well, you really need to talk to your doctor who's prescribing the medication and have that conversation. Many do want to take them off, and it's a conversation you want to have with your doctor, like, is this a good time for me to do that, along with keeping some of those structures in place during the summer.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what is the age range of kids that you provide programs for?
Really from young children as young as 4 or 5, and then all the way up through older adults. So we do see the teenagers as well.
Okay, and I would imagine that the programming differs from.
Yes.
So some of the tips that we're talking about, is that primarily for elementary and middle school age kids?
Well, no, for your high schoolers too. It's a challenge for them. They do like to really sleep in late, and they may not be as active, so they may be really plugged into their electronics and their video games. And while some of that is okay, it's just as important for them to maintain those tasks and structures and schedules during the summer as it was during the school year.
All right, so some helpful tips for parents, and how can they get in touch with you?
They can call us at 313-389-7500.
All right, thank you so much, Community Care Services, and helpful tips for parents. Good thing the kids aren't watching.
Yeah.
They probably won't be excited about not being able to sleep in for the summer. I'm sure a lot of people are looking forward to that, Keenan.
Yeah,